Okay, alright, I apologize for just now. Okay, there was a slight hiccup where OBS, the software which I used to stream, crashed. So I had to restart the stream. Okay, so basically what I did was, what happened when it crashed was that I think the audio went through but the video frames did not go through. So basically I ran through a few tests for the sound effects, and now just slightly increase the volume of the sound effect for when doors appear. So we'll just play one more stage to test the sound effect for the door, and we'll move on to the next sound effect. Okay, so now the sound effect of the door appearing is much more obvious. So the next sound effect that we will add is when you go straight for the door. So we have a few candidates for that as well. Over here. Okay, we'll try to go with this too. So, okay, let's delete this. And let's rename this as door get. Okay, next we'll drag and drop this over here. So the sound effect starts from around 1.3. We'll remove the unnecessary spaces so we can reduce the file size as well. Okay, reducing the file size will also allow us to reduce the overall game download size so you can get to play the game faster. Okay. Delete this. Okay, if you listen to just the raw sound effect, it sounds like this. But if you mix it up with something else, it sounds totally different. Okay, we can try to mix it with something else. Let's try using one of the other candidates. which is this. And let's delete the unnecessary spaces. Okay, so once again, if you listen to the raw sound effect, it sounds like this. But if you mix it up with this, okay, let's try moving them in. Okay, what if I increase this to 1.8? Okay, let's keep this as a backup. Let's try to mix it up with other sound effects. Okay, maybe not this. Okay, what about this? Nope. Don't think so. Okay, don't think so either. So we'll use this, which is what we tested just now. Okay, but let's increase the volume. Or maybe something we can do is we can edit the original sound effect. Okay, so now it sounds different. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, let's try adding this sound effect to the game and see if it fits or not. You know, sometimes just listening to this alone, we can't exactly determine if it will fit into the whole picture. So okay, let's drag and drop it to Audacity, and let's get the wave version. Okay, just to check that OBS is still working. Okay, let me close this since I'm not using it anymore. Okay, we are back in Unity now. And so let's add the sound effect to the door. Okay, so let's go back to our door script. Door close or door get. Okay, we'll play the sound effect here. Audio. door get. Okay, the door is, where is the door at? Okay, here's the door. You drag and drop the sound effect to the door, and now we can test the sound effect. Okay, let's wait for the ghost to come down and strike. Oh, we missed it. Okay, so that was a door appearing. Now listen to when the door closes. Okay, it wasn't that obvious. So we might have to increase the volume slightly. Okay, so that was game over. So then we also have to add sound effects for when you are defeated. Okay, but for now, let's increase the volume for this. 0.6 maybe. Okay. Okay, if you notice, I have a huge amount of spare sound effects that are created using the randomize function of BFXR. Okay, it's helpful because sometimes you might get some rather unique sound effects which you can mix and match with others to create interesting sounds that will enhance your gameplay experience. Door get, replace. Okay, so we have these two done. So we can remove them. Next is when you level up. Okay. Okay, but before that, let's just test one stage for the sound effects. Okay, so it doesn't sound exceptionally loud, but okay, we can still hear it, so that's good. Okay, so let's move on to the next sound effect, which is when you level up. So we also have a few candidates for that. Okay, just checking that OBS is still running. Okay. Okay, we'll go with this as the raw sound effect, but we'll mix it with another sound effect to hopefully to create something interesting. Okay, so let's delete this. Let's create a new folder for animations. Level up. Okay, let's call it level up. And let's delete this since we do not need that anymore. Okay, we'll use this as the raw sound effect. Okay, we will trim the unnecessary places. Okay, somewhere around here should be good enough. Okay, if you notice that I have two channels left and right just for each sound. Okay, that's because we want to create a more wholesome sound effect, I would say. Okay, so we can mix it up with maybe, nope. Okay, let's try this. Okay, as usual, we will remove the unnecessary spaces. So it should end around, okay, let's trim it to around the same length. And okay, let's listen to what it sounds like now. So on top of the original sound effect, there is another something like a ringing bell kind of effect towards the end. So let's see if we decrease the main effect. Okay, let's try using this first within the game and see if it sounds good or not. Okay, up, animations. Okay, just checking OBS again. Okay. Okay. Now we have the sound effect. We can add it to the game. Okay, animations. Okay, so we can find it here. We don't want it as a 3D sound. Okay, so we need to add another clip to the player. Okay, over here. Okay, sound effects. We add another clip and we call it level up clip. Okay, drag and drop the level up clip. And now whenever you level up, we will set the sound effect to play. So growth, level up. Okay, sound manager dot play. Play sound effect, audio, and level up clip. Okay, before playing, we want to make sure that the pitch of the audio source is reset to normal. Or rather, we can actually use the sound effects player as the audio source, because the player will be using its own audio source for other sound effects. Okay, so to test this, what we can do is to make it easier to level up over here. So to get from level 1 to level 2, you need 10 experience, but let's set it to 2 so that we can see on here the level up sound effect much faster. So usually you need to defeat at least 10 enemies to get the level 2. Okay, but for testing we set that as 2 enemies instead. Okay, so now listen when I defeat another enemy. Oh, okay. So the reason why we didn't level up is because the default experience required before getting to level 2 is here. So we have to set this as 2. Yep. Okay, so listen to the sound effect for when I defeat this enemy. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, let's try that again.